Hello, citizens of the Empire. Ryan, aka the Emperor, here with a special video. This is the 2025 Digimon Card Game Cube Compendium, looking at the final iteration for my unofficial Digimon Card Game Cube draft for 2025. So, as you all know, the latest Star Deck, Amethyst Mandala, just came out, gave us a bunch of cool stuff like these new plugins, this new Talmon that's awesome, the new Viximon really strong, you know, bunch of stuff. And yeah, so now that that set has come out, we are going to look at what changes that has made to my cube. And we'll have to see. My first cube draft is going to be during the pre-release weekend for Time Stranger. I'm looking at the set right now. Not too many cards have been revealed yet that I'm going to put into the cube. But we'll see once the full spoilers come out. But since my first draft will be during that pre-release weekend, I probably will not have any new cards in there. So that means that the cube as you see it will be the one that we'll be drafting, and we'll make sure we record those matches and get those for you. So we're going to do this by color. I'm going to put chapters or whatever, so red, blue, yellow, green, black, purple, white, and multicolors, all broken down for you. Let's get right into it. So we got the eggs for red, starting with our Digimons. We got a few different Digimons, Growlmon, really cool. You know, Guilmon, Medieval, all that. So we got these Digimons. This one right here, the starter deck, I believe it's Starter Deck 7. Yeah, Starter Deck 7 one. Definitely one of the ones I'll probably cut when we get the new Digimon for Liberator. I think there's a new one coming out. I'm pretty sure, but yeah, but it's definitely one of the weaker eggs. So we got a Liberator Digimon as well. Keep going. We got the Gurimon, always just a reliable, you know, draw of your 6k or more egg when attacking. Then we got our Koromons. We got the draw when attacking, the plus 1000, the draw when you check security. Those are our red Koromons. Could definitely would like to see another one. There is the Tyrannomon one, and there is Tyrannomon stuff in the cube, which we'll get into more, especially when we get into red-green. So maybe that could find its way in. I haven't put it in yet, but definitely something to think about. Then we got the Portomon. That's for, you know, your Sylphimon shenanigans, Hawkmon, you know, dual color red stuff. And then you got a couple Yokos. These are for your bird decks. Would definitely like to have another Yokomon support for the birds, because it's definitely one of the weaker red archetypes, but we're gonna get into those archetypes as we kind of go through stuff. So now we got the rookies. Every color has 12 eggs, and then the single colors have 20 rookies, 15 champions, 12 ultimates, 9 megas, and 2 level 7 megas. So let's go through here. We got our Agumons. So we got 7 red Agumons here. Definitely the promo one is one I want to replace. When the new Elizamon comes out, that'll probably be replaced. And we do have Agu X as well. So out of the 20 red rookies, we got 8 that are Agumon focused. So definitely Greymon gets a lot of stuff. As you see, we do have a couple here. You know, this one kind of supports Medusamon stuff, but we do have a couple that support Omnimon as an archetype. That is something you could definitely grab. Then we got our Biomons. Definitely would like to see more Biomons. I might think about putting like the EX Biomon in or something. Again, birds is definitely one of the weaker red archetypes. I don't know. Is there another red archetype that you could see replacing birds in this cube. Comment below if there's something you think about. But we got our Searcher, starter main, and just a good old raid retaliation, always nice. You know, could go in any red deck basically. There's nothing that really interacts with the training, so you don't really want to use that if you don't have to. We got our 2 Elizamons here that we currently have. We have the Searcher from BT21, as well as the reduced Digivolution cost. I'm going into a Reptile or Dragonkin. Definitely excited to add Staracomon. That's definitely from Time Stranger, one of the things I want to add. Then we got our Guillemon starter deck, the EX2 Searcher, the Takato Searcher from BT12, BT17. Oh, Vmon's trying to get in on here. And the BT19, if you have a Takato, gain a memory. No Calamons in here, so you're just going to use the Takatos to trigger the BT17 and 19 ones. The Galamon, as we all know, very strong, won the Cube Championship. And our final 2 rookies are the Hawkmons. They can search dual color red cards. Then we go into our champions. We got, I guess we'll just show all these, the Aquilamons as well as our Birdramons kind of make up our bird champions here. Hawkmon likes the bird champions. Move you guys out of the way a little bit. Yeah, pretty basic stuff there for the birds. Again, not my favorite, but you can do some shenanigans. The on deletion ones work well if you get like a Megidramon top end. Then we got some of our Liberator stuff. You got Cyclomon and the 2 Demetramons. This one having progress is nice. This one being played from security is nice. I don't know if this one is gonna leave when we get the new support, or if I'm gonna keep it in because it is a Dragonkin. But it's, you know, gotta find room for those sort of cards. I don't think there are too many level 4 Dragonkins, too many champions. Then we got our Greymon package here. Security attack +1 Greymon, the gain of memory if you Digivolve on Agumon. The worst one, the BT14 one. And the BT23, which is Omnimon support as well. See if the camera wants to like maybe focus a little bit here. Well, anyway, you guys know what they are from the pictures. Sorry if my camera doesn't want to focus on these. It's probably focusing on this battle area for all I know. Maybe I should cover that up. Might be trying to focus on that text right there. We can put this nice little green card there. See what that does. Then we got a few Growlmons. Your turn when Digimon's deleted, gain a memory. The when Digivolving, delete 4K or less. If you don't, get +3K. And then the when Digivolving, play a Takato. So pretty standard stuff. That moves us on to our ultimates for red. We got Cyberdramon with the Liberator stuff, as well as Lamiamon. Go with our Dragonkins. For our bird stuff, we got a couple Garudas, as well as a Garuda Ace, and the Garuda X Antibody. All these pretty strong. I like the new BT23 Garuda as well. There was a time when I was trying Adventure trait in the cube, and we had the Adventure Garudamon, which can give security attack +1 and all that, but it just didn't really work out too well. Then we got our Greymon package. Not a lot of good mono red Metal Greymons, so I find this EX1 to be the best because it gives piercing, and you can at least delete something if you have to when attacking. It can evolve on red and black. You got the Ace, which is the worst Ace in the game. You got the Metal Greymon X Antibody, which is nice. So you got all those for our red Metal Greymon package. In black, and of course black red, there's a lot more. And then to finish it off, we got our War Growlmons, the BT12 one, always very nice. The BT17 one that gives you Security Attack +1. And the Ace, which is a much better Ace than the Metal Greymon, because it can actually gain you memory and delete 2, maybe even 3 things depending, while the Metal Greymon doesn't. Oh, and it has an inheritable, which is nice as well, adding +3k to your DP deletion effects. Alright, then we go on to our level 6 megas. We got a couple Gallimons here, the 17, which has nice protection, and the 23, which can delete multiple things or delete bigger things depending on how many things your opponent has, and can really hose some of the purple decks in the cube. I did have the BT13 secret rare in here, but I think that the 23 one and the 17 one are a little more interesting. We got Medusamon, of course. Excited for the new Medusa, as well as the Styracommon. Gonna get some nice glare on her. Yeah, glare and bad focus, because my camera doesn't love me. This is my PC camera, so I don't think it's used to trying to get all these. Maybe next time I'll use the one I use for recording the videos and just hook it up to my PC. Then we got our birds, BT11 Phoenixmon, BT15 Phoenixmon, and Phoenix X from BT16. For those who like the on-deletion shenanigans. Then for our War Greymons, we have the 22, that also works in Omni, the BT14 Secret Rare, and the X Antibody. Again, not a lot of good. Like, you could do like the Security Attack +1 one maybe, or the one that doesn't trigger options in security when it checks. But I don't know. What do you think? Do you think those are just too old for what they do now? Got Agumon Bond of Bravery Ace as our first level 7. And the EX2 Gallantmon Crimson mode. So what's probably going to happen when we get the Styracommon, that'll probably come in here. And then I might change out the Agumon Bond of Bravery for the Crimson mode Ace. Crimson mode Ace is like super strong, but I don't know if it's like too strong for the cube sort of thing. But I like having one level 7 that's an Ace and one level 7 that's not, if there is like a level 7 to be had there in the colors. Alright, now moving on to our red options. We got Fire Rocket, which just for double colored decks can be extra security attack, and of course it works very well in armors. We got a couple plugins here. I'll just get both of them. We got the offensive plugin and the offensive plugin V. So of course you see plugins, you know that when we get to yellow, we're gonna have some Sakuyamon stuff. We got, maybe I'll try and do these a little bit sort of by effect here. This is one that I don't really like in the cube, Crimson Savior. I don't think it's a good option, but until they print a better red option that maybe fits one of the other archetypes or something, you know, that's what's going to be. I have thought about putting just like some more generic removal cards in here, but at least like, oh, if you're building Gallimon deck, at least this is something that like, oh, you might see and want to play. Who knows? Some basic removal stuff. We got Fireball, which can delete a 3K or less, and if you don't, you get to draw 2. So that's always nice. You got Meteor Wing, which can delete things higher DP depending on how many security your opponent has. So it's kind of, for the play cost, it's kind of a good late game. Use cost, excuse me. It's kind of a good late game card. Crimson Blaze can wipe out a bunch of like little boards and prevent some certain shenanigans playing by effect. Gaia Force Zero is kind of the red Greymon, option. Lets you attack with a Greymon after you use it. Raging Serpentine. And does not want to show the text on these. Jeez, I gotta hold it this close to get there. But yeah, this card kind of does a lot, and obviously does really well for your Medusamon stuff. Can't wait to add Medusamon things. And then we have our sort of generic option cards. You got all the different memory boosts: red, garnet, and vermilion. You got your offensive training, and you got your red scramble. So that rounds out the option cards for Tamers. For the birds, we got Akio, which is a searcher and can give rush effect. You got the BT-15 Sora, which lets you again play stuff from the trash. And then you got Goro from Hacker's Slumber. He's pretty good as well. You can return him to your hand to give plus 3k and have one of your Digimon attack. Not bad again for the bird stuff. Then we got our Owens. They're pretty generic, but also work very well with the Liberator stuff. They can work with Greymon or Medusamon. You got your ties, BT1 and BT14. You got Ryutaru if you decide to go with the Tyrannomon options. And we got the good old EX2 Takato that can give your Gallenmon and Growlmons Blitz. And we got arguably the best Takato right now. It doesn't give Blitz, but it gives Raid and lets you attack, which is arguably better than Blitz. So that's all the red cards. Let me know what archetypes you kind of liked in that. There's, like I said, the birds, which I think is probably the weakest. Although you could also argue that the Liberator stuff, just because on card volume, is a little lacking. But we are getting some more stuff in Time Stranger for that. Then you got your Greymon and your Gallimon stuff. So moving on to blue. We got our Bukamon. Let's see. Let's just get all the fish stuff. So you can play fish, which is kind of like aquatic, building up your stacks and then playing stuff out from your stacks. So you got the Bukamon that gains you memory. The Puyoyomon, which lets you draw a card. The Shaomon also lets you draw a card. This one you draw when you place a Digimon in your Digivolution cards. This one is when you play out a Digimon from your Digivolution cards. And then the Yokomon, when attacking, lets you put a level 3 blue Digimon card into your Digivolution cards. So can kind of help trigger all these. So that's kind of like the eggs that support the fish. Then we have all our Demi-Vmons that support like Vidramon stuff, as well as Paeldramon, Imperialmon stuff. So you got, when attacking, if you have jamming, draw a card. Draw a card if you have a green Digimon in play. If it has 2 more colors, get plus 1,000. And when you play a blue tamer, draw a card. So, pretty good. Kind of going with that last one there with the promo Demi-V. We also have the Wanyamon, which is when attacking, draw a card when you have a blue tamer. So that's pretty good also in the Vidramon decks. We got a couple Sunamons, the plus 1k DP. And then the when you add a card, get plus 1,000. Obviously, this one's kind of like pretty mid. It does last for a whole turn instead of like for a whole cycle instead of just your turn. But I do wish we had some more generic blue Sunamons. And then you got the good old jamming Bukamon. If you have more Digivolution cards, you get jamming, just good generic egg. Moving on to the rookies. We got our Gabumons here. We got the Searcher Gabumon. The when attacking EX one that you can add a Matashita. Or sorry, one Tamer card. So it could be any Tamer card or a Digimon with Gabumon in the name. The start of main. Get blocker, and then if you have Matt, draw a card. The BT-17, start a main if you have a Matt, draw a card. So like both of these, if you have Matt out, you're drawing 2 cards. Then the BT-22 Searcher as well. So a lot of Gabumon stuff. Of course, this one also works well with Omnimon. And then you got a good old BT-9 Gabu X. So you can see how you could either just go like a Garurumon strat or move those in with Omnimon. Then we got some Goemons here. This is the when you play from Digivolution sources, draw 2. The start of main, trash a Digivolution card and then can't be blocked. And the Adventure one, which is a memory blocker. All really good. Continuing on with some of our fish stuff, we got the Sangomons, we got the Searcher Sangomon, the Reduced Digivolution Sangomon, and the Tug Underneath to give blocker and can't be deleted in battle Sangomon. Just, you know, need all the good Sangomons that you can get. This is another card that kind of works in the fish aquatic archetype. It's Swimmon. It's probably definitely, unquestionably the worst one. If you have a better idea than this card, let me know. On to our Vmons, because we got a lot of Vmons now. Maybe I'll kind of separate them like this. So these ones work best in All Force. These work best in Imperial. This one kind of works in both because you will unsuspend with Imperial so you can gain memory. But yeah, you got a couple different Searchers. You got the one that can warp into All Force, the one that gains memory when you unsuspend. A couple more Searchers and the Reduce a Digivolution if you have a Tamer. So that's important to remember. It's not just any, it's you need to have a Tamer out. Moving on to our champions. Got a couple XVmons to support Imperial. Of course, you got the jamming one. And then you got the gain of memory when you DNA with it. Got our Garurumons. Got the promo that can draw a card when attacking, inheritable. BT5. BT15 and BT23, as well as the Garuru X. Got an Akakumon in there. Again, definitely one that I probably want to replace. We don't really do the source strip archetype anymore. I used to have Ice Snow in here, and this probably would have been better for that. But what are you going to do? Doesn't even have Ice Snow in its traits. What a shame. Then we got the Promo Seadramon. That gives Rush when you play out something. Then we got our Shellmons, BT19, the Promo, and 23. Oh, sorry, 22. Again, all supporting the Liberator Fish deck. And we got our Vidramons. I need to get the Promo Vidramon. That's definitely a card I want to add. Would probably then remove the Ikaku. And just to finish off with the fish archetype, we got the Zuquamon, Shiquamon, GQmon. Yeah, but again, just another really good card. Let me get that bad boy out here again. Just on play, draw a card. What is GQmon? Yep, and then if it was from Digivolution Source, you gain a memory, and jamming inheritable. Alright, going to our ultimates. We got a couple Air Vidramons. I should probably add the Star Deck Air Vidramon again, just so that we have enough Vidramon in name stuff. The Good Wankumon. That can unsuspend. Marine Bullmon. And the other Marine Bullmon. That can warp if you have Yow out. A couple Mega Seadramons. Also supporting the aquatic archetype. Then we got our Weregarurumons, including Weregaruru Ace and X Antibody. Definitely again, why are there just not enough mono blue Weregarurumons that are any good? There's the promo one. The Ace is okay. This one just lets you draw an extra card, and you can gain some memory when attacking. And to round all out, we got Zudo Ace, because it's just a really good blue ace. Then we got our blue level 6 Megas, BT15 Secret Rare Metal Garurumon. Really good card. Can warp from Garurumon if you have a mat out. Has evade. Can lock stuff down. And can unsuspend once per turn when it becomes suspended. So that works both offensively when it attacks and defensively when you need to evade. You got the Nokia Omni Melgarumon. And then we got BT9 Melgarumon X. I'm thinking of replacing this one with the EX1 Melgarumon. Once you see the whole cube, let me know what you think. Then for fish stuff, you got Ryugumons. BT19. Whoop, that's not Ryugumon. Where'd it go? There we go. And the BT22, as well as Zhangpengmon. All really good top ends for fish. And then we got our Alt Force stuff. Good old BT11 Alt Force. Still the best Alt Force they've done. The Ace from BT22, which is nice. And the X Antibody as well. Definitely need to get that promo Vidramon. We'll see. Maybe that people know Vidramon ain't the sauce. Maybe it'll be a little cheaper. Unlikely. Then we got Arimon, of course, as our first level 7. And Gabumon, Bond of Friendship Ace, as our other level 7. Moving on to the options. We got some good generic ones, such as Ice Wall. Kaiser Nail, which kind of also works with the fish stuff. Like, you can just kind of trigger your own effects. Sorai, stripping Digivolution cards and making it so stuff can't attack. And Full Metal Blaze can just, you know, bounce multiple things. You might even be able to bounce, like, you know, two weak things and then bottom deck a big level 6. You got the High Speed Plug-in H from the new Advanced deck. Got a few more cards that support fish. You got the Unique Emblem, of course, that can play out a Yao or a Sango. You got Sea of Destruction, which lets you put aquatics from your hand as your bottom Digivolution card and then return your opponent's Digimon with the same level as the placed card. And you got Great Maelstrom, which again lets you reduce its cost by placing a card underneath one of your Digimon's Digivolution cards, and it's just a bottom deck. And then you also have Armor Digivolution. This just works in the armor decks. You'll see a lot of different armors. It's a searcher. You can get Davis and a free card. And it just lets you kind of strip through your different armors. And then you got the generic cards. You got your Memory Boost, Blue, Wisteria, and Navy. Your Mental Training and your Blue Scramble. Going to Tamers. We got our Davises, the Searcher Memory Setter. The one that kind of lets you Digivolve during an attack. So during like your second attack or whatever with your Pyeldramon, you can suspend that to Digivolve. And then the play a Vmon or Digivolve into a X-Vmon. Got your mat. Really the only good blue mat. Lets you search. And when you add cards to your hand by effect, you gain a memory. Could perhaps put the Bond of Friendship mat in here. Now, what do you think? Then we got our Vidramon stuff. Got BT2 Arena, BT22 Arena, as well as the promo V-Tamer tie. I don't have the secret rare one. I'm waiting for that premium set to come out, because I figure, like, they've been going down in price, but I figure when that premium set comes out, they should be a lot cheaper. But who knows? If I'm going to spend money on the promo Vidramon, maybe I'll just do that. And then we got our Yaos. We got the Memory Setter, the promo, and the bottom decking one. That works for our fish support. And that's all the blue cards. If you have any questions about... Because I'm kind of like, we got a lot of cards to go through. So I'm just kind of rifling through them. Just if something's like in particular, I'll make a comment. But if you have any questions, definitely put them below. But going on to our yellow cards. For the eggs, got a few different ones here. So some of the archetypes are angels. So you got Cupimon as well as the Tokomons. You got, as we kind of talked about, Sakuyamon. So we got the 3 different Vixies. The draw card, the return and plug-in from the trash, and the Digivolution one. And we got puppets. So you got the different Kieromons. And Kokomon's kind of like puppet light, but it also works for angels and, you know, Lotmon shenanigans, which there are Lotmon Terramon stuff. And then these are just kind of good, generic, like, you know, trashing security, drawing cards when you have less security stuff. So, you know, security manipulation in yellow. pretty standard. Alright. For the rookies, Junkmon, so I kind of already said puppet, so you got the decoy puppet here. And also has barrier inheritable, really nice. You got your Kudamon, which is a pretty generic searcher, can on play find a yellow tamer and a vaccine. Got the mono yellow Lotmon, again has security manipulation. Is basically like a draw 2, because you get to take your top security card to your hand and draw 1. Some more angel stuff with the Luxmons. You got the Searcher Luxmon and the when you play an angel gain a memory Luxmon. You got the different Patamons, including the new Time Stranger one, just because this lets you go into an angel for free, kind of like how Patamon does, but Patamon, BT14 Patamon, looks in your security for a vaccine. This one's just like, hey, make me an angel, whatever. And then you got the dual color searcher there. Then we got our Renamons, as well as Rena X. So definitely plenty of options for your Renamons. You got your on-play top 4. Add 1 card. Oh no, that's add 1 in same and 1 Rika. Yeah. So this one adds Line and a Rika. This one adds a plugin and a yellow tamer. So they all kind of add slightly different. This one only does top 3, but it adds a line and a plugin. A line / tamer and a plugin. This one, if you have a Rika, you'll gain a memory. This one, on play move, you get to add a plugin or Omijitsu trait from your trash back to your hand. And then the X aimbot, you return an option with plugin its name from trash to hand. Got a couple Salamons. Nothing too crazy with them. I don't do like Mastamon or anything. Then we got our Shumons, Searcher, Digivolution, and the on deletion blocker. And then the generic memory blocker Tapirmon. And that rounds out our rookies. Going into our champions, we have all our Angemons. I should replace this one because I don't have the adventure traits anymore. Whoops. I'll have to look into what I want to replace this one, because I took out the adventure trait stuff, so this guy doesn't really do anything other than the inheritable, so we will replace him. But yeah, you got the barrier and you got the secret rare. Got our Gatomons, got our gain of memory when security is removed. And then this one, even though it's adventure trait, it's still pretty good generic. It's a security Digimon that can give 2 of your Digimon security tech -1 on player when Digivolving. So it's not bad for a generic yellow. Then we got our Cubimons. Got your return from a trash or a trash plugin to draw 2. Got 2 player Rikas. And you got your when moving, when digivolving, search your top 3 to add 1 of anything that Sakuyamon decks want. Then we got our Shumons, our EX7, our starter deck security, our promo, our busted promo, and the BT22 on deletion, play a level 3. Another puppet. Tabukamon, as jamming, gives barrier. It's a puppet. And then Wizardmon, which again, security manipulation, as well as giving any of your data Digimon like super barrier. So this works for like Sakuyamon stuff. Moving on to our ultimates. We got Angelwomon Ace. Really strong ace card. the 2 Archangimons. And we got our Chaperomons, including the Warp one. Magna Angemon, the OG, BT1 on Play Recover. I mean, he's definitely been power crept out. So it's just like, if you can get a better Angemon, we'll do it. And Magna Angemon Ace, which is basically just a better version of that. Talmons, including Talmon Ace. The Play a Rico one, the use an option, yellow or plug-in with the cost reduced by 2. The new broken one that lets you get off multiple attacks. And the Ace, all just really good Talmons. And that brings us to our level 6s. We got the 3 Sendrils, EX7, Starter Deck, and BT22. All got Overclock, Puppet Trait. All of them can give minus DP. All of them play stuff out. Really strong stuff. You got the Minimon and Seraphimon for your angels, and there is the other dual colored 3 grade angels, so don't worry, you got plenty of options if you're building angels. Dynasmon, again, probably not the best, but it is security manipulation stuff, so he does work in a lot of different yellow decks. Then you got your Sakuyamons, the Draw 2 BT19 one, the new Ace, and the X Antibody. So you can go for your OTKs. We don't have the Maid Mode in here. Maid Mode's pretty good. I don't know, though, if it's better than the Limit 1 Sakuya. Maybe it is. Let me know what you think if the new Maid Mode should go in here. Then for our level 7s, we got Nyabutmon and Shine Gray Burst Mode. So there's no other Shine Greymons in this, so there are a couple cards, you know, you'll see later. But it can go on any level, level 6 yellow. You can play Tamers from the hand, neg a bunch of stuff, and suspend your Tamers to get big security attack. Plus, again, there's just not a lot of... Certain colors are lacking level 7s, and I would like to see a different level 7 for yellow, but what are you going to do? Alright, moving on to our options. Blinding Ray, again, security manipulation. Burn your top security, draw 2. Got Emissary of Hope. Got Descent of the 3 Great Angels. And even though this technically isn't an angel card, I mean, it has Heaven in the name, it's got Trubimon, so hey, why not? Just really good removal stuff there. So these all work with the angel stuff, searching your security, placing cards in your security. We got our Sakumon stuff, our Amethyst Mandala, and our Recharge plugin. Could also put Pause plugin in here, which is really strong. Maybe we'll do that, because now I don't run that in my Sakuyamon deck. We don't have a lot of puppet cards other than the emblem. Celestial Arrow is just good removal and security manipulation. And for our Magnamon players, we got Awakening of the Golden Knight. Lets you go into any Magnamon from your armor forms. And then again, you got your generic stuff, your yellow, your amber, and your chartreuse memory boosts, your physical training, and your yellow scramble. Moving on to our tamers, we got our Orisas, as well as our Mirai. All your good puppet support here. We don't have the real expensive promo Orisa. Maybe when EX11 comes out, they'll be nice and put those in box toppers or something for us. We got our Rikas, our Search Rika, our Memory Set Rika, and the new one that lets you put plug-in and Omijitsu traits under her. Definitely hope they give us a few more in the reveals for BT24. Just a couple would be nice, just so she can actually do some stuff. And then you got all your TKs. You got your good old BT1 security searching TK. You got the limited TK that lets you stack your security. And you got the TK and Kari, which can give your yellow Digimon barrier and gain a memory when you play out angels, which the deck does like to do from the security. Alright, moving on to green. Green. Alright. Green's eggs are a little all over the place. So let's see if we can find like which ones actually like work with things. So you got your Fluffy Mons. Star deck in the EX7. Hopefully we get a new Fluffy Mon in EX11 to work for the Zafagamon decks. Really excited for EX11. I don't think I'll be getting too much of Time Stranger. I haven't seen too many decks that I want to build competitively out of it. But EX11 I'm definitely looking forward to. We got our cards that kind of support, you know, like Terriermon, Lopmon stuff. And to an extent, these also kind of support the vegetation decks. Like, they all kind of do the same thing. Budmon, too. Kind of just, again, like, it cares if you're suspended. Got a couple Minomons that can work in Imperial. Or in certain armor decks, maybe. If you have certain V-Mons could evolve on there. And then, kind of just like generic stuff. Like, you want to attack your opponent's Digimon, Pinamon, let you draw a card. More DP if you have more green Digimon out. And Argamon, just gain a memory. Again, I hope they give us more, I don't know, targeted green eggs. How else would I say that? Like another Fluffy Mon. I don't really care for the Tanomons. I think there's one that's has to do with like green tamers, but like the BT11 one maybe. But I think it was like something dumb, like when you play a green tamer, get 1000 DP. And we need something better than that. Alright, moving on to our rookies. We got the EX5 Hawkmon, which lets you look for Fortitude cards. There are quite a few green Fortitude cards, so that's nice. We got some vegetation stuff. You got Lalamon, which is a searcher. You got Palmon, which is a search 4. This Palmon, which is just start of turn, draw an extra card. Now remember that it's start of turn, not start of main. So make sure you do that before you like hatch an egg or something. You got the like Tropical Venom Palmon. And then you got the Pal X. Kind of also going on that, even though it is also a Floodgate, you got the Pomumon, can't play Digimon by effects Pomumon, that does count as vegetation. Got your Terramons, you got your Promo Terramon, which is on play suspend. Your Digivolution cost reduction, and your Searcher Terramon. And you got your Muchomon as well. So you got your green bird stuff. Then you got your Lopmon and Terriermon cards. You got your Searcher Lopmon. You got your Give Alliance Lopmon. your Memory Blocker Terriermon, your Searcher Terriermon, your Reduce your Green Tamer Terriermon, your when an effect plays a Terriermon or a Green Lopmon or a Green Tamer, you can suspend a Digimon, and your Terriermon X, which gives piercing, which is pretty important. Wish there was more ways for that deck to get piercing, because you have a lot of ways to suspend your stuff. And then finishing out the rookies, you got your couple Searcher Wormmons. Again, just helps with Imperial stuff. I definitely like Imperial as a deck. Sometimes it doesn't work out. You definitely need a certain... You know, you just need the 3s and 4s to fall your way. Especially the 4s. Alright, then we got EX5 Aquilamon, which is just a Fortitude. And plus 1,000, basically inheritable. Thing hates me. Then we got our Galemons. We got our promo Galemon. Got your EX7 Galemon that lets you play a Shoto. Got your Security Galemon. That has Vortex. What are you focusing on right now, camera? Jeez. Can I get any closer? And then the other promo Galemon, which I think is probably like the best one. Come on, Galemon. Yep, so you spend a Digimon, then you can Digivolve into another bird. And for every other spin, Digimon reduce the cost, so you can really climb up into your level 5s. Then you got your Gargomons. Got your when this would Digivolve, you can reduce it by 1 if you have a Green Tamer. On deletion, play a Terriermon from trash. And your play a Henry Gargomon. Got your Stingmons that work in Imperial. And then you got your vegetation stuff. You got your couple Sunflows. You got your Togemon that can suspend to play a Green Tamer by 3 less. And your Toga X, which can lock down your opponent's Digimon from unsuspending. And our last champion is a promo Tyrannomon. Again, the training doesn't matter, but it is nice to get the piercing. And if you can get this out, you can Digivolve into your level 5 Tyrannomons. And your other cards can Digivolve into Tyrannomons as well, for less cost. Alright, going on to our Ultimates. Azure Tamarn, just a really good vegetation card. You can suspend any of your Digimon to play a 3K or less Vegetation Planter Fairy. You can do that every turn over and over again. Cherrymon, Digizorption, so it's a 1-cost evolve, as well as a redirector. We got some birds. We got the Fortitude Garudamon, which suspends stuff as well. Then you got your Grand Galemons. You got the EX7 and the starter deck. The starter deck, of course, being able to play out other birds. And then you got the new promo one as well, which has Fortitude, which again is nice with the Hawkmon. And you can suspend a Digimon and get 3K. I like this one because you don't have to suspend your own Digimon to get the benefit, which a lot of them are like, oh, suspend your own guy. Got a couple Lilamons. You got the one that can play a Yoshino. We need more better Yoshinos. Hopefully there's going to be stuff in BT25, I believe, for Data Squad. Maybe a new Yoshino. And then this one, you suspend a Digimon, and then their effects can return one of your Plant Fairy Vegetation Digimon to the hand or deck. So it's like a protection card. Lily Ace. Really good ace. You can just suspend a Digimon and then bottom deck 5k or less that's suspended. Parrotmon. You can play the card out of security for free if you don't have any other Digimon. Really nice. And you can suspend a Digimon. So again, it's just a big green bird. Then you got EX2 Rapidmon, which can suspend stuff, and the Rapid Ace, which is fighting with Metal Greymon Ace for the worst ace. Going on to our level 6s. For the vegetation stuff, you got Bloomlordmon, Hydramon, Hadrussi, a couple of different Rosemons. This one having Fortitude again. A little more defensive. We got our different Zaphagamons. And the Ace, of course. You got Rust Tyranno Ace. And just good old Leopard X. Which lets you just kind of swarm the board. So you can play a green Digimon. And this is also like main, so you can keep doing it as long as this guy's alive with the cost reduced by 4. And then when you play, you can just bounce stuff to the hand, which is nice. No Mega Gargamons, because they can't make a good Mega Gargamon to save their life. Level 7s, we got Quartzmon, which is mono green, which is why it's a green level 7, but it can digivolve from both black and white. There is one white level 6 in the cube, so always keep that in mind. There's nothing that with save in the text, so you can't digivolve from a level 5. And then Rosemon Burst Mode. Again, green is really lacking level 7s, like mono green level 7s. Get on it, Bandai, because I really want to cut Rosemon Burst Mode, mainly because there's no like Yoshino. Like, we have the 2 Rosemons, that's fine, but there's only the 1 Yoshino that works. Going on options, Busted, Poison Ivy, Samisari. These kind of like do the same thing, just you want to suspend your opponent's stuff and get benefit. High speed plugin, or not high speed, Digivolution plugin S. I always call this high speed because I'm speeding myself up. I don't know what jamming has to do with that. Wind Slicer, Suspend. You could also use to unsuspend one of your own guys, so it could be a kill card if for certain decks. Double Typhoon for Terriermon decks. Then you got like your removal, your Enamoy Embrace, your Giant Missile, and your Grandel Soul. All stuff that can return and bottom deck suspended Digimon. And then your generic stuff. Your Green, your Jade, your Chrome, Memory Boost, your Agility Training, and your Green Scramble. And for Tamers, we got our Henrys. I don't have the Warp Henry just because there's like 1 Mega Gargamon in the whole cube. So, it doesn't make sense to have that one. Got a Ken. Everybody needs a Ken. Got our Mimis, our Searcher Mimi, as well as our Hatching, Move Out of Raising, Kill You Out of Nowhere Mimi. Suspend Mimi for game. Got our Shotos. Do you think I should add the bottom deck Shoto? We don't have the promo Shoto either. I don't remember if he's any good. Willis is another good Terriermon Lopmon tamer. There's the Yoshino that I've talked about a few times. So you gain a memory when you digivolve into a vegetation plant or fairy, and it's a memory setter. And then you got a Taiga, which gives all your Tyrannomons piercing and reduces your Digivolution. Alright. Green is done, which means we are going to black. Alright, black cards. We got X Antibody, we got Diaboromon, we got D Police. Let's go. So you got your Dorumons for your X Antibody decks. All about getting the biggest stacks. Adding cards to your Digivolution. You got your black Koromons. Attack target switch, get plus 1,000 all turns. Attack target switch, draw a card. So that works offensively if you have raid, and defensively if you have blocker or some other sort of redirect. Your Missimons for your D-Brigade Digipolice stuff. Monimon, just pretty generic, just a generic black egg. If your guy dies and you have Black Tamer, you can draw a card. And then your Sumemons for your Diaboromon. Moving on to the rookies, you got your Agumons and your Agu X that are all black. This one can also digivolve from red and black, as well as these ones can also digivolve from Koromon. This one can digivolve red and black too as well, but this is the only one that can only digivolve from black or from another Agumon. Then you got all your Commandramons. You got your 2-cost Commandra, your on deletion, find another Commandra, your blocker Commandra, your decoy Commandra, your searcher Commandra, your plus 1,000 Commandra, all your Commandras. And I need more Commandras. Then you got your Dorumons. These are just the mono black ones. You got your searcher, your discard, draw 2, and then your just inheritable plus 1,000. Then you got all your Caramons. You got your draw a card, not once per turn Caramon. Caramon. Not Chimeramon. He'll be coming soon. Your top 5 searcher. Your plus 1,000 for each other same name. Your top 3 searcher. Your warp to Infirmon. Your CS searcher. So these are all your Caramons. When are we going to get a Kara X? That's what I want to know. I love X Antibody. And our final rookie is Ryutamon. Just another X Antibody searcher. And it has Decoy Black. Moving on to our champions, we got a couple Darugamons. Got our Greymons here. Our blocker Greymon if we have a red. Security attack Greymon. Or sorry, security effect Greymon. And the taunt Greymon. Since you don't have any Tamers with Adventure, you need to have a tie in order to trigger that. Hi, Commandramon. Hi, Commandramon. Everyone wave. Say, hi, Commandramon. Look, it's even like, shouldn't it be like H-I-G-H, high command? Like, anyway. Then you got your Kurisaris. You got your gain of memory, not once per turn. You got your decoy black-white. You got your rush. You got your reduced play cost one. And you got your play errata CS one. So all your Kurisaris. Got a couple more D-Brigade Digipolice cards to round it out for your level 4s. Mechanorimon, which you could Digivolve on top of your Commandromons to play them back out. Your Numemon, your Jamming Sealsdramon, and your stacking the top of your deck to give Rush Sealsdramon. All really good. Whoop whoop, it's the son of the police. Speaking of police, we got Cargo Dramon, as well as our Tank Dramons. These are level 5 D-Brigade Digipolice guys. So, of course, reveal the top 3. You can play a D-Brigade or Digipolice. This one, it only plays the D-Brigade, but it can be a play cost 5. So it's a little higher. And honestly, most stuff you'll still hit. And then this one lets you reduce your play costs. And delete a play cost 4 or less. As well as stacking the top of your deck, which you like to see. For your X-Aim-Buy stuff, you got the limited Dorugreymon, the reveal top 3 and tuck an X-Aim-Buy Dorugreymon, and the Grademon, which can search for your Alphamons. And you got your Infirmons, you got your Warp Infirmon, you got your EX6, delete a Diaboromon to Digivolve into a Diaboromon, which could be good. You know, you delete one of your tokens or something and can get more effects. Your Digivolve Diaboromon, and then your delete a play cost 5 and protection from DP and bouncing Infirmon. Then you got the Black Metal Greymon that has blocker and security attack. Not too many Black Metal Greymons. And our black level 5 ace is Cyberdramon Ace, which lets you search your top 5 to play a black Tamer. And then if you have a Tamer, you de-Digivolve 1. So pretty good. And it also has when attacking de-Digivolve. So pretty good effects, even if it doesn't really fit into any archetype in particular. Next, for our level 6s, you got BT13 Alphamon, BT7 Darugoromon, and BT8 Oriumon. For your X-Antibody top ends, we do have more Alphamons in the multicolor section. For your D-Brigade Digipolice stuff, you got Brigade Dramon, the good old Dark Dramon with Rush, as well as EX3 Dark Dramon. That again can let you stack your deck. And then Diaboromon, you got EX6 Diaboromon, the Alliance CS Diaboromon, and Diaboromon Ace. For our level 7s, we got BT9 Alphamon Oryukin, which can definitely get pretty crazy if you get the right stack off. And one of my least favorite cards to face in the cube is Armageddon from BT17. This thing is actually pretty easy to play out from the trash. For like a pretty low cost. It has Rush, Block, and Reboot. Can delete a bunch of your stuff. And then it can also attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon like crazy. Okay, going to our options. We got a nice little taunt here in Laplace's Demon. Got some protection in Breath of the Gods, some classic stuff that Black does. The new defense plugin to work with Sakuyamon. And don't forget, you can always, like in Black, you can give your guy plus 3000 reboot, and link this in to give blocker. Like, it still works. Got the fucking Metropolitan Police Department Community Safety Bureau Cybercrime Division Investigation Unit 11 Digimon Crime Response Team. Take that. And DCD Bomb. For some X-Antibody cards, you got a Cyryusion and Doru Din. The only option card with Diaboromon in its name is Catastrophe Cannon. So you can find that with your, what was it, BT 17 Karamon Searcher. And then our last generic one is Trident Arm, which is a D Digivolve and Taunt. And again, you got your generic Black Memory Boost, Sepia Memory Boost, Midnight Memory Boost, Defense Training, and Black Scramble to round out the options. Tamers, we got our erratas. So happy they finally gave us a second errata. That's my thumbs up. Izzy, just generic Black Tamer. Also, not too bad in Commandramon because it lets you look at the top of your deck and kind of stack it. We got a bunch of Mind Link Tamers, Kosuke, Shuyu Lin, and Satsuki. So these ones can link into X-Antibody. These ones can link into your Digipolice. So kind of mix and match them there. Speaking of X-Antibody, we also got Yuji and Koda. Koda's a memory setter and a searcher. Yuji let you do some crazy shenanigans by placing stuff in your sources. Then you got the ties here as well for our black ties. Of course, these are good for redirection, which is what the black part of Greymon wants to do. And that rounds out all of our black cards. So we just got the purple cards, white cards. Let's see, where are all the purple cards? Here we go. Alright, so these are the last set of eggs. If you don't have any white eggs and the game doesn't have any multicolor eggs. Then you got Balmon, the broken Balmon from BT14. Works for Dark Animal. You got some generic stuff with the Demi-Marimons. And then you got the other Demi-Marimons, which are more Ghost, Liberator-centric. Got the couple purple Sunamons. Which the purple ones kind of work opposite of what the blue ones do. The blue ones want you to draw cards, and these want you to discard cards or have like a lower hand size. So again, come on, Bandai, give us like at least like the Koromons are also a little different, right? In that the red ones are aggressive and the black ones are more defensive, but at least Raid can still trigger the black ones. Got Xiaomon, which is another card that works for the Dark Animal. The Sunamons also work for the Dark Animal pretty good as well. And then you got the different Yamons, BT2, EX2, and the Advanced deck. that just care about how many cards are in your trash, except for this one that trashes cards when you attack. So this is the best one. So yeah, you kind of saw some of the archetypes that we're going to have in here are going to be Dark Animal, Liberator Ghosts, Beelzemon, and some more Gabumon stuff. So we got Candlemon, which counts as a ghost. So Retaliation Rookie 2, which is sometimes pretty nice just to be able to, bam, kill a big thing. Got our couple Drachmons, the On-Play Searcher, and the Trash Dark Animal Undead to gain a memory. Both really good. Then we got our Gabumons, the On Deletion Draw 2. Then when attacking, draw 1, trash 1. The Start a Main, and also when attacking, draw 1, trash 1, but that one is once per turn. And the Warp Starter Deck 1, that also has a draw 1, trash 1 when attacking, once per turn. I believe that one too can Digivolve on blue as well. Yeah, so we can Digivolve on blue and purple. Boom. Kind of hard to see with the foiling. Okay, Ghostmons. We got this one I want to replace, obviously, because to get the block you need yellow out, which doesn't really work with the Ghost archetype, but hey, it's a Ghostmon. It's what we got. These are 4 Ghostmons. The Searcher, the Reduced Digivolution, and the On-Play on Deletion give blocker. And these 3 all have On Deletion gain a memory inheritables. Impmon, you got the On Deletion trash 3 from your deck. You got the Searcher. You got the when attacking Digivolve. You got the Tamer player. And you got the Start a Main trash 2. All really good. And then of course Impmon X. By trashing an option card, you can return an Evil Wizard or Demon Lord trait from your trash to your hand. And has when attacking trash top 2. So we got plenty of Impmons. And to round it out, we got our other Dark Animal stuff that goes with the Drachmons. You got the Labramon. That lets you trash card in hand to return a Digimon with Dark Animal Shaman from your trash to hand. You got the Lugamon, of course, that can tuck Ages. And when you play a Dark Animal, you gain a memory. And you got the Fasco with the On Deletion, draw 1, trash 1. And end of opponent's turn, draw 1, trash 1. So that can also be pretty nice, filling up your trash for more Dark Animal stuff. Going into our champions, we got our Bakemons for the Ghosts, as well as one Soulmon, the BT20 Soulmon. So those are Ghost level 4s. For Dark Animal, you got Black Gatomon, which can give blocker retaliation. You got Dober and Dober X. You got Lugarmon and Sangloopmon. And for Beelzemon stuff, you got Witchmon, which lets you trash 3. Wizardmon, which gains you a memory when it's trashed. And Wizard X, which can trash 2. And if you happen to be on top of a Wizardmon, would give you blocker instead. Got the starter deck, Garurumon, which when Digivolve you draw 1, trash 1. And it can also play a Gabumon or a Mat from your hand or trash if it's in security. And you got good old Eismon Scatter Mode. Just generic. Draw 3, trash 2. Going to our ultimates. A couple Balemons. The other Balemon might be better, but this one having the inheritable is also very nice. The thing that makes the other Bailmon good is the on deletion's always there. I don't know. And Bailmon X, you can return X antibody, and you can trash 3 or delete a level 4 or lower if Bailmon or X antibody is in there. But being able to return X antibody could matter for certain decks. Cerberus and Cerberus X antibody, as well as Soul Lugarmon. And then this one, Skull Satamon, can work in the Dark Animal deck because it's an undead, as well as, of course, in Beelzemon because it trashes top 2 of your deck, and you can return a Demon Lord trait from your trash to your hand. Madormon as well, from the new CS stuff, is an undead and can work with the Dark Animal. Then we got our Phantomons, the Execute, and the Warp. We need like another good purple ghost, please. Then you got Lady Devi, which is just a draw 2, trash 2 when digivolving. The EX1 Lady Devi, which is a trash the top 3. Again, works good in Beelzemon. And it could also work pretty good in Dark Animal because when you play Digimon from trash, you gain a memory. It all works out. And our last level 5 is the Star Deck Were-Garuru, which can unsuspend. So again, if you mix this with some of the blue Garurumon cards, you can get jamming and you can get a bunch of attacks in as well with the inheritable. Going to level 6s, we got the busted Anubismon. Like if I saw this card in my pack 1 pick 1, I'd definitely be taking Anubismon. Got our Beelzemons, as well as our Beelzemon X. The other 2 Dark Animal top ends, you got your CS Grand Dracmon, which start a main on deletion. One of your Digimon can digivolve into level 6 or lower, undead or dark animal, from the trash without paying the cost. Really strong. You can play a level 4 from your trash when digivolving, and when any of your Digimon digivolve in trash, you get to delete a lowest level. So this guy is like a huge engine, like right up there with Anubis. And then we all know what Fenrir can do. You can just play out a bunch of dark animals. You want AG in your sources, of course, and he makes it so that your turn doesn't end until your opponent has 3 or more memory. So you can extend some plays. And then we got the 2 Necromons. The more offensive ones, security attack +1 and execute. And on deletion, you can play a level 5 or lower Digimon. And then the new one from BT23. That again, on deletion, you can play a level 5 or lower with Ghost. That's why we need more like good level 5 Ghosts, because there's only like 3. Then for level 7s, we got Beelzemon Blast Mode Ace. You can delete one of your level 6s, or if you have 10 or more, you delete anything, so that's really good. And then you can trash your opponent's security by returning cards from your trash to the deck. So it's a good finisher, good defensive choice. And then you got the Dulahamon as well for the ghosts. And when you have Violet in boots out, it can digivolve on Phantomons. Again, another reason why it would be nice to have another Phantomon. I don't even know if I don't think the card game has any more Phantomons. Then we go to our options. Calling of Darkness, busted. Miss Memory Boost, really strong. Those are kind of like the generic purple ones. You got Digimon I designed. This one can work in certain Guilmon decks. So even if you have just like a red Takato out, you can use it. For ghost stuff, you got the Unique Emblem Soul Banquet, as well as Apparition Legion. Now you gotta remember, for this one, you have to return 9 levels worth. It's not up to, like, that's a mistranslation. It has to be 9 levels worth. So it has to be a 6 and a 3, or a 5 and a 4, or 3 level 3s. And that's the only way to really do that. And then Underworld's Call. I probably should have shown this with the first group. It's just a good generic. If you trash from your hand, you get to draw a card, so it'll let you cycle through stuff. Or you could play a level 4 or lower from your trash without paying some memory cost. Pretty good. And then you got your Beelzemon stuff. Got your Death Slinger, your Rival Barrage, and your Death the Cannon. All really good. If they get trash from deck, you get to gain a memory, you get to put it into play, or you get to put it in your hand. And of course, our same old 5 generic stuff. Purple Memory Boost, Grape Memory Boost, Magenta Memory Boost, Wisdom Training, and the Purple Scramble. Alright, we're almost done with our purple stuff. We just have our Tamers. We have our 2 Ayamakos, the Searcher, as well as put a card from your trash to the top of your deck. And if you have 20 or more, you can warp into a Beelzemon for a cost of 4. So both really good. Got your Ages, as well as your K. So this is kind of like your Dark Animal package. Your Ages, of course, can link to your Dark Animals, giving them Alliance and Blocker. And your K can let you Digivolve without paying the cost, and let you trash cards at the start of your main. Then you got your Violet Inboot, you got your Memory Setter, that you can trash an option, or a card with the Ghost or Musketeer, which there aren't any 3 Musketeer traits, so it would have to be Ghost to draw a card. You got when a Ghost delete, you can suspend it to have another Digimon Digivolve into Ghost, reduced by 2. And you have the one that can give your Ghost Rush when they're played by effect. And then we got our 2 purple mats, the limited one that lets you return stuff from the trash to your hand, as well as when you trash a card in hand, gain a memory. And they're both memory setters, so pretty good. Moving on to our white cards. Again, no more eggs are going to be shown, but we do have 2 rookies here. They are the Ukomons, Busted. I'll pack one, pick one of these every single time. I don't care. Especially this one, and more than likely that one. Just great. Level 4 white card. We got the Secret Rare Greymon, which they just announced is going to be in the Advanced Booster set, the reprint set. So doesn't see as much play in Omnimon, but again, you can use it in Greymon deck, you can use it in Omnimon deck for the cube. Level 5, we got Chimeramon. This is another one that I might snap pick because it just fixes a lot of color issues. Can swing for game if you have some extra level 4s out. Can delete some small stuff with its neg DP. This is the level 6 white card I talked about. Just the BT5 Diaboromon. It just plays a token, but it does kind of give us those more Diaboromon in name. Speaking of Diaboromon, you do have the good old BT5 Armageddonmon, which is a floodgate against other level 7s. And it can be played for less cost by deleting another Diaboromon, which is pretty good. You just have to delete one Diaboromon to play it for a cost of 3. Then we got all of our Omnimons. We got Blitz Omni, Omni Ace, EX4 Omni Alter S, I did just take out the last Blitz Greymon. So I should probably take this card out too, because now I don't have anything with Blitz Greymon in name. Omnimon Merciful Mode. This one's great because I can Digivolve on 4 different colors. Omni Zwart. And Omni Zwart Defeat. There's just a big security bomb. Digivolve on purple and black. When I started playing, that card was like 70 bucks. And our last white level 7 is Ultimate Chaos Mode. Again, it can Digivolve on 4 different colors. You can DNA with a bunch of different colors. Has partition. Like, it can get pretty crazy. Then we got, for options, armor texture. So this is the one that lets you strip your armors to Digivolve into another armor for free. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 BT9X antibodies. Because it's just, this is the only card in the cube that there's more than one of. Just because it's important to have X antibody for certain decks. And then we got 1 Protoform. You got the white plugin. Doesn't really do much, but hey, it's a plugin in name. Digimon Liberator. Which, as we saw, there were a lot of Liberator decks. So this is just a searcher. You can play a Tamer or like a Rookie out. Digital Gate Open, very strong card. This one's probably also like a pack one, pick one, like almost on the level of Ukomon. Which is like, hey, this does like so much. I'm going to want to pick it. Mega Digimon Assembly. Then to our Tamers, you got Analog Youth. Cool Boy. For X Antibody decks. The EX10 Digimon Emperor. I just think it's a interesting card here. Especially for Cube, being able to delete something. And like a lot of decks have to run multiple colors. So you can gain like 2 or 3 memory pretty easily. Genai, just a good generic like searcher. Louis for game. BT5 Nokia. Because Nokia name matters for Greymon decks. And you got Tyankari. And Tyan Matt as well. Give your Omnimons security attack +1. So that's all the white cards. So now we got to go to our multicolored cards. We're almost there, I promise. Thank you guys for sticking with me here. We're getting up on 1 hour and 35 minutes. Let's see if we can cut this at 2 hours. Let's see. So we're going to go with the blue-red cards. We got a couple VMons here, as well as X-VMon, and the 2 Flamedramons. All these work for your armor decks or your Imperial decks. Then we got our couple Omnimons here, the CS Omni as well as Omni Alter S. You gotta remember too as well, when DNA Digivolving, no effects. None of your opponent's effects affect this Digimon. It's not just their Digimon effects, it's all effects. So that would just matter for like security stuff. And then you got Davis to help with your armor strategies. And for our Omnimon strategies, we have Miraculous Mega Knight, which is the trap card. Definitely like a key card I want to see if I want to build Omnimon in the cube. We got the 2 Tie-In Mats. This one lets you attack with your Omnimon end of turn, so you can do shenanigans to pass turn, DNA into it, and then attack. And then this one is the memory gain. And then we got the Nokia, which is the start a main on play. You can play an Agumon or Gabumon. And your Greymons, Garurumons, and Omnimons get plus 1,000. As well as it being a memory setter. So, all pretty good stuff. Moving on to red, yellow. We got a couple armors here. This one's a Hawkmon armor, Harpymon, and then we have another VMon armor, Sagittariumon. We got our Sylphimons. The new Sylphimon, the Time Stranger one, not really interested in. They really like locked down the Time Stranger trait in this new one, so. Then we got the CS Dynasmon, which is just like crazy, being able to neg-6 your opponent's entire board. We got Gallantmon, the promo Gallantmon, which is really good. Come on, camera. As well as Gallant X. Then we have a couple aces. We got our 3-grade angel, Ophanimon ace. And the Valkyriemon ace. I tried doing Shine Greymon stuff for red, yellow before, but it was hard to get like that many cards to like make it a viable archetype. Sunrise Buster though, speaking of Shine Greymon, just really good. And then Yoli and Kari, if you want to make the Sylphimon deck. Okay, red green, we got Tyrannomon stuff. We got Agumon. My goodness. Okay, there we go. And we got all our different Tyrannomons, as well as Tyranno X. Got our Master Tyrannos and our Dinomon. Then kind of going back to the Sylphimon stuff, we got Hawkmon, Aquilamon, and Shurimon. And then right now, for the last card, for like red-green, I'm using the new CS Examon as a level 7. But I used to have Medieval Gallimon here. What do you think? Do you think Medieval Gallimon is too strong for the cube? Or should I put it back in? Should I put Medieval Gallimon back in? Going to red-black, we got the Searcher Agumon. We got our Greymons and Greymon X. Got our Metal Greymons, our Metal Greymon Altarius mode, and our Metal Greymon X Antibody. This Metal Greymon really good, being able to taunt. Then we got our Black War Greymon Ace. And delete Tamers. And be immune to a bunch of effects. Got our War Greymon. With the raid and can get piercing. And we got our Black Red Tamer Yuko, which gives our Greymons immunity when attacks are redirected. And our last Black Red card is Oriyamon. We don't have a lot of Chronicle stuff going in this, but we do have Alphamon Oryukin, so we do care about having a certain number of Oriyamons and stuff like that in the cube. Red purple. Got a bunch of Guilmon stuff, so we'll just go through all that first. Guilmon and Guilex. I don't have the Rush Guilmon in here. Maybe I should. Maybe I should. Maybe, you know, I'll probably put in. I'm probably going to take this Magidramon Ace out. So, think about that. Like, this will just be the Rush Guilmon. I have it. I'm just not going to grab it right now. What the heck? I'll grab it right now. What the heck? Not like you guys are doing anything and watching me for an hour, 40 minutes. Alright, let's try this again. Boom. Guilmons. Guilex. And we got our Growlmons and our Growlex. This one too, you gotta remember, it's a when Digivolving effect, not on deletion. I could try and get the revised one, but I think they were like $6 or $7. I didn't get any of those revision packs. I went to the store and they said they were all out. And it was like the day they were supposed to start handing them out. War Growl and War Growlex. Magidramon and Tagato. So that's all the like red, purple Guilmon stuff. Again, the Magidramon can work pretty good with the bird stuff as well. Then you got another Lugamon for your dark animal stuff. And you got a Sethmon for your Vmon armor stuff. Blue, yellow. We got Patamon for your angel. Got the blue, yellow Renamon. Got gold Vidramon for your Vidramon stuff as well as your armors. Then we got all of our Magnamons. Our blue yellow ones anyway. As well as the old BT9 Magna X. This one is like the ultra defensive one. Going with the Renamons, you got the Yukomon, the Daomon, and the Kazuhamon. The new promo Kazuhamon looks good. Definitely want to add that to the cube. And to flush it out with our angels, we got Magna Angemon and Seraphimon Ace. Going into the blue-green, we got our blue-green armors here. that lead us into our suite of Paildramons. That lead us into our Dragon modes. That lead us into our Fighter mode. That lead us into our Paladin mode ace. So you see blue-green's all about Imperial. And our two Davis and Ken Tamers. Now, Time Stranger has some blue-green Garurumon stuff, which looks interesting. But I'm afraid if I add that in, then am I taking too much out? Will Paildramon not work anymore? Okay, next we're on to blue-black. Got the blue-black rookie Espimon. Not a lot of blue-black cards in the game. Most of them are like level 6s. Hover Espimon. Oblivimon. And Invisimon. Then you got your black-blue Magnamons, which are probably the best Magnamons. Were Garurumon Sagittarius mode. Crest Garurumon Ace. Giga Seadramon. Which I guess before I showed that, I should have shown Metal Seadramon Ace, because that's the only Metal Seadramon that we currently have. Speaking of aces, we also have Vikemon Ace. And then the last blue-black card is Magnamon X Antibody. Haven't seen that card have success in the cube. It's been in the cube a while. So I don't know, maybe getting the number of armors is way too hard. Okay, next we got the blue-purple stuff. We got Gabu X, Garurumon X, Were Garuru X, Metal Garurumon Ace, and Metal Garurumon X. So you got a nice suite of blue, purple Garurumon stuff. You got some like fish aquatic stuff here. Siakumon X, Gesumon X, Seadramon, and Waru Seadramon. Pipismon is a Patamon armor. Cerebrus Werewolf for your dark animal. And the last one, blue-purple's even worse than blue-black, by the way, for having playable cards in it. Dianamon, Ice-Clad Blocker. You're never really going to get the when Digivolving Trash 4 cards. Like, probably be pretty hard. Maybe if you're doing like a Gabumon stack and you get some of the X antibodies, that could work. Okay, green, yellow, Lopmon, Terurimon. We got a couple different Antilamons here, as well as Cherubiace. Oh no, Hawkmon. And kind of going off of that, you have the two Gold Rapidmons, as well as Rapidmon X Antibody. And to round out, X Tyrannomon can work in both Puppets or Tyrannomon. Razielmon is considered another 3-grade angel. Some more angel top end. And finally, we got Chaosmon Valderarm. Another big DNA level 7 partition. And Shu Wong, which is a searcher. And when you suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, one of your Digimon can Digivolve into a Beast, Holy Beast, or Cherubi trait with the cost reduced by 2. So, pretty strong being able to warp up. Okay, now we're on to the yellow-black. We're almost there. I can see the end of it. And I get there in 10 minutes. Alright. Yellow-black. Got a couple Ponchesmons, help out the puppet archetype, as well as a couple Edamons. They also count as puppets. This is the Taunt Edamon, really strong. Dorumon, Raptordramon, Grademon, as well as the 2 Alphamons. And those can go into the Oryuken Ace. Which is just a really strong card. Like, this is just a card, like, you might just pick this to be a 9 cost. Bam. Kill a guy. Now you gotta deal with a body. We also got Shadow Seraphi Ace. Works for the 3 Great Angels. And Chaosmon, which, surprisingly, also works for D-Brigade. As you see there, has D-Brigade trait. Pretty cool. Yellow-purple. We got our Kaguyamon yellow-purple line here. To round out all our puppets. We got some more stuff for Sylphimon and Angel. Archangel, Angel. Wizardmons, which can work also for Beelzemon stuff. We got this one, Minervamon, the new Time Stranger promo. Has Alliance, works in like the Sylphimon stuff, because they're considered like beastkin. So pretty interesting. Then you got our level 7 is Shine Greymon Ruin mode, which is just you know, don't kill me next turn. And the good old option card, Chaos Degradation. Right. Green, black. We got some more Digipolice cards. As well as another Oryamon for your Alphamon Oryuken. Got Gargamon, Rapidmon, Black Gargo, Black Mega Gargo, and Mega Gargo Ace to round out your Terriermon stuff. And then we got Metal Tyranno, Metal Tyranno X, and our Rusty Boys for your darker side of Tyrannomon. Moving to green-purple, you got Agumon and Agu X for your Tyrannomon. Dark Tyranno and Dark Tyranno X. You got your Wormmon and your Stingmon. And I guess you could count it with Grand Kawaga Ace, although I think this is just a good ace in a lot of decks. We used to have Tyrant Kabuterimon, like an insect archetype, but green was just trying to do too much with that. So, and then we got our last line of Cherubimon stuff here with Wendigomon, the couple Antilas, and the Cherubi and Cherubi X as well, the evil ones. Then our final stack of cards here, getting in just under the 2-hour mark. We did it. Our blue, not blue, what am I talking about? Purple, black, black, purple. So we got our Dorumons, our Darugamon, our 2 Dex Darugamons, Doru Gray and Dex Doru Gray. Those, of course, lead us into Dorugorumon and Dex Dorugorumon. I used to have the BT21 Death Xmon in here, but I had to find room for some other stuff because this is where the only other place we can put a decent level 5 Ghost in here with Metal Phantomon, as well as the new Balemon, which is really good. And one of the better aces, Darktramon Ace. Really good. Counts for D-Brigade as well. So, yeah, that is the cube. Let me know your thoughts. What archetypes do you like? Are there any cards for archetypes you saw that I don't have that you think should definitely be included? Let me know. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.